couch potato or sweet potato. Dr. Ritu, today you took us on a journey where you were supposed to be talking about change management. You talked about change in your personal life. That was something that is very relatable to every one of us sitting down here. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, Dr. Ritu, good evening.
Good evening.
Your project today was supposed to be talking of management. You were supposed to have a structure, explain to us what the issue was, why you want that change, and how you manage that change. And I think you did it brilliantly. Because it was a personal story, because it related to you, and because you were talking so passionately about something that really changed in you, that showed in the way you delivered the speech. You're a very confident speaker. You don't need the slides. And honestly, that's my biggest recommendation to you today. Those slides were a waste. It did not add any value to your speech. Your speech would have been more valuable if you were standing right at the center and delivering that speech. Making those purposeful movements, whenever you had to make that movement, like you talked about going for that run, you could have shown us how you ran. That is where you need to show your agility in terms of your speaking abilities. It's not just about what you write in that script. Those slides distracted the audience because half the time we were trying to figure out what was in the slide than rather listening to you. Because I was your evaluator, I had no choice but I was making notes. I had to make those notes, but otherwise I would have been distracted by the slides there. So that's my recommendation number one to you. The second thing is, I know I'm going to say this, I told you so. Because before you started your speech, I told you, please go and check the computer, see if that, what is that called? No, the flicker was working or not. And thankfully your IPP told you that it is working fine, but you didn't check. That is something you could have done. It is your speech. You are the one going to face the music on the stage. No one's going to judge Prashant for telling you that the flicker works. They're going to judge you for how you delivered your speech. This is very, very critical when you're doing a speech. Fortunately for me, I didn't have any other recommendations for you, and you gave me points to actually give you a recommendation. Honestly, your speech was brilliant. I loved your confidence. Your voice modulation was brilliant. Subtle humor when you said your calf wanted to take a divorce from you. These are brilliantly placed words, and your choice of words were next level. So very well done in terms of your script. The script was brilliant. The transition from the time you talk about sitting in the couch to doing something very important to how you want to actually change. And that was all about change. That is how you manage the change. So you told us what the problem was, you told us what the solution was, and you also told us what is the end result. That is the whole crux of this speech. And I would have actually gone back and said, I don't have anything to recommend to you, Ritu, if you would have really not used those slides. Having said that, I would say your speech and any speech when it talks about change, if it is planned and communicated effectively, it is not something to fear, it is something to really embrace. Over to you.